Hey everybody, I'm back. Okay, that's enough of that. So I wanted to show you guys something because I'm not going to say I discovered it. It's probably not new to most people. It's new to me. It's new to me. Again, as you can see, I'm talking about the ShadowCast, the Genki ShadowCast by Human Things. I should also mention that I don't think I'm going to be using that as my daily driver. Uh, Mainly because I've tested it at length, being able to do witch time dodges on Bayonetta with the ShadowCast and then trying it with the switch connected directly to my monitor. I am far more successful with it connected directly to my monitor than I am having it connected through ShadowCast. So I don't think I'm going to use it as my daily driver. Maybe there will be firmware updates that might fix that a little bit. I really don't know if that's possible because the latency seems really good, actually. It does seem like a very good, a very optimized latency. Like they've gone as far as they could with it. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about, remember when I talked about the color looking weird, like the contrast was being removed? I noticed something, and I noticed it when I used my ShadowCast on my Raspberry Pi. Okay, so let me show you real quick. My Raspberry Pi. Here's the ShadowCast. It's on currently. And when I plug in the ShadowCast, you'll see that it works just fine. Got to be careful because the power on this is not very firm. Okay, so you saw that it came on. You see the white light there? I'm surprised it's not green, but that's okay. It's green on the consoles. That's weird. So I'm going to carefully put this down so that I don't lose the signal. All right, let's switch over. This is the Genki Arcade app, okay? Notice the color. The color looks good. The desktop, the color looks good. If I go here and I switch it over to, okay, right now it's favoring performance. Okay, well, okay, let's let it time out. Okay, so let's go back. Let's see if we can get it to go to resolution. There we go. We'll let that time out. Okay, now this is what happens, and I'm not sure why. You notice that after the settings timed out, we went to a screen with a weird filter that takes away the contrast. As you can see, we're back in it. We don't even have to actually get into the settings. We just have to move the mouse to bring up the option for the settings. And gone. Let's try this again. We're going to favor performance. And then we're going to take that off. And now, notice this. No change. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, then that must mean that it needs to do that for resolution. Not so. When I started this, I had it on, let me say this again. When I tested this before, and I was testing this off and on, when I was testing this before, I had it already set to resolution. Then I unplugged it and plugged it back in. And it looked like this. And when I say unplugged it, I mean unplug the USB from the ShadowCast. So when I plugged it back into the ShadowCast, this is what I had. This nice, clean, but it was on the resolution setting. And when I switched over to performance, then it gave me what, okay, well, then it gave me what it gives me when I go to resolution. It seems like whatever you set it to or whatever it was set to, when you plug the cable back in, it gives you that natural stuff, but the other setting gives you this. So it's like I said, it doesn't really matter which one you select. If you have it on resolution, when you unplug the cable from the ShadowCast and then plug it back in, then it'll give you this natural look. In this case, I had it plugged into, or I had it set to performance. And so now, when it switches over, and it will in a second, there you go. Natural colors, or, no weird filter that pops up. Switch it over to resolution. Give it a second to time out. Isn't that weird? That is so weird. So now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to pull up, let's see here. Okay. Now I'm going to try to pull this up on Chrome and understand that right now it's still connected to the arcade. Okay, we get this screen. So I'm going to go back to the arcade and disconnect. I'm going to shut down the arcade. And I guess hit F5 here. Actually, let's just do this. There we go. Now we're back in. Now let's see if we get the same thing going on here. We're going to see if any kind of weird filters come up. Okay, right now it didn't. Right now it favors performance. Let's try resolution. Let's favor resolution. It does the same thing. Originally I thought that it might have been the software. Now I'm wondering if it's the hardware, because Chrome is pretty much emulating the same thing that the arcade, or pretty much behaving the same way that Genki Arcade behaves, as Genki Arcade behaves. I don't know. I thought that might be the issue with the weird contrast colory issues that I mentioned in the first video, but it's looking like maybe it's not. We're getting ready to hit 10 minutes here, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this. If any of you have any idea of what might be causing this, what might be making, whether you know that it's the software or that it's the hardware that's doing this, why it would determine what the setting is when you plug it back in. Like I said, it changes only if you pull the USB from the HDMI and then plug it back in. I didn't notice that when I pulled the USB from the computer. But you know what? Let's try it out. Let's give that a try. Okay, so right now we're on resolution. Right now we're on resolution. And we are going to, okay, so it did it, right? We're going to unplug it. Plug it back in. Nope, it held on to it. So let's see what happens if I unplug it from the ShadowCast instead. Nope. I don't know, man. Let me open up Arcade again. Okay, so I'm going to go back here. I'm going to go ahead and shut down the Chrome. All right, so right now we are favoring performance. I'm going to go to resolution. Oh, come on. There we go. I'm going to try unplugging it from, oh wait, no. Let's see. Did I change it? Okay, there it goes. Now I'm going to try unplugging it from the laptop. Right now it's set to resolution. Plug from the laptop, plugging it back in. Oh. This time I'm unplugging it from the ShadowCast and I'm plugging it back in. It still does it right off the bat. Perhaps I got them backwards. Oh, wonderful. Did I lose power on this again? No, I still have power. Oh. There we go. Now we're on performance. Just took a second. Let it time out. That's weird. No change. So it would seem, because like I said, when I was testing this before, it was the other way around. The resolution setting didn't have that weird little filter on top, but the performance setting did. I don't know. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop this now because we're starting to hit towards 15 minutes and I still have no answers. I don't know. But hey, this is a pretty good option for your Raspberry Pi, right? It's a pretty nice option instead of using what? The VLC Connect on your computer. Although it might be easier to use VLC Connect because then you can move your Pi anywhere you want, just connect it from there. Or SSH. SSH will probably do it too. Anyway, that's it, everybody. I will talk to you guys later. Hope you have a great day. Bye for now. I lost my cursor. There it is. Bye for now.